From Wichita Falls to Paris, from Atoka, Oklahoma to the Dallas area, Texoma has a thriving music scene. Revolving around country rock and blues, the singer-songwriters of the Texoma area reach into the outlying geographic enclaves here and there around the country. It's a scene of music that is defined more by geography than it is a sound and encompasses all the facets of the music scene on either side of the border. Denison, Texas is the hub of this music region, and it's music-friendly in so many ways. Long-standing tradition and musical family spanning generations are the hallmark of this area. Denison is also one of the first 20 cities in the state of Texas to be designated a music-friendly city by the state. My name is Ann House, and I'm a singer here in the Texoma area. We're live casting from beautiful downtown Denison at the Podcast on Main studio. This is Open Mic with Ann House. All right, so welcome to Open Mic with Ann House. We are here in beautiful downtown Denison, across the street from Heritage Park, where they have a whole buttload of new painted dumpsters.
They look good.
Yeah,
know,
that's
right?
pretty.
Are you talking about me?
No.
Got the best looking garbage in Texoma.
Right. I know, right? Caddy corner to 34 Chop House.
There's a Tesla truck out there today.
There is a Tesla truck
so
out
you
there.
know it's a fancy place to go eat with your family.
We're forward thinking
Yeah, you're
here.
gonna have a hard time
Hey,
seeing that.
early adaptation is important for new technology.
Tesla truck outside, you know their fish is to market price, right?
Well, I'm not a really big, I don't do initial adoption.
Yeah.
Not in my line of business.
It'll be a while the way all the materials come together to actually make an electric vehicle. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a growth process where there has to be early adaptation. There's going to be lots of fires, some deaths, maybe, things like that.
Maybe.
So joining me this evening.
You got to break a few eggs,
Joining me this evening, I have Mattheu Neal of Kid Liberty, the Chupacabro, and Nocturnal Cult.
Big Drag.
I'm sorry?
And Big Drag.
Big Drag. Okay, that was one I wasn't aware of.
Oh, I got so many, you know what I mean?
I know, right? He also runs his own podcast.
Yes, ma'am. Live from County.
Live
you
from
can stream
County?
that on any of the streamers.
Any of the streaming
Yeah,
platforms,
wherever you stream. You know?
And I've listened to it. I've actually been on one episode. It's
She has.
actually really pretty cool. I enjoy
thank
it
you
every
very
time
much.
I listen to it.
We get pretty deep.
Yeah,
know?
sometimes.
We'll keep it a little shallow sometimes, too.
I
You're right.
listened to one the other day. There was a lot of music theory going on that one, and it just
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
I have Lee Troncalli over here,
Hi, everybody.
and
Ali.
Jon the Revelator
Oh.
over here, right?
She ain't got nothing good to say about
I
me.
was like, I was
do
waving
too.
back at him.
I have so many good things to say about
She listed
you,
off
Lee.
all those credits and credentials for Chupacabro. It's like, oh, there's Lee, and then over here we have Jon.
Jon the Revelator.
Segment. I got like a tied 5 in there.
Hey,
I feel slightly neglected.
So, I got to talk to Matthew in October of last year with Nocturnal Cult when they all came in and did that was a fun show. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with that. And I talk to Lee on a regular basis because he's at the same open mics that I go to.
We've actually known each other for going on like 6 years now, right?
Yes.
Craigslist?
No, that's accurate.
Craigslist back in the day.
Oh my God! Yeah. Yes. Let's don't. No.
Dom's place.
One day, not on the air.
You can do that on my. That's kind of stuff you can do on my
That's
podcast.
a great.
That's the kind of stuff
That's
I
a
will do on
great
your
story.
podcast. And Jon, I've known for, I guess, about 2 or 3 years now.
That's right.
And my thought was, okay, I really like Matthew. He's a really great guy. He's really smart. I love the way his mind works.
Well, thank
but
you.
I like the way Lee's mind works. What if I got those two in a room together? And so here we are.
All right. Well,
We've survived so far.
no pressure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no pressure, none whatsoever. And I needed Jon because Jon's a great foil for pretty much, anybody.
I know everything, I'm not a dungeon master, but
He keeps farting and then blowing.
wafting it in here. Do you see him keep wafting it in here? Yeah. I was like,
jerk.
did you fart? He's standing there waving it in.
He's so wasted.
I'm telling you, man. What y'all have to drink?
Iced
What you
tea.
got
Iced tea.
Long Island iced tea.
You got him cranked before he came in
It's
here.
lit.
No. I hate to tell you this, but he's like that all the time.
Oh man.
I'll tell you this: I consumed that muffin as fast as I could right before we got on air, and so I was smacking like a drunk as soon as we geared up. Like beat
I'm
one, I was like
telling
going.
There's something to be said for muffins, I suppose.
Well,
yeah.
when she said banana nut, I was like, I'm not nut. You know?
Well, it's
I
hard,
made
it's
that.
hard to look good.
Oh, I thut you were
eating
like
on
allergic,
camera.
and I was like, should I not have
yeah.
eaten that?
No,
right
I
before
love
this?
it.
banana
If you
nut.
watch- you
I
watch-
very well may. What's that, Lee?
Huh? No, I'm babbling
ahead.
over here. I was just telling Ann, it's hard to look good eating on camera. You
Yes.
you see movies and whatnot.
is.
You rarely see people eat.
Challenge accepted. I'm going to eat one.
What's that guy that does Joey? What's the guy that does the hot dog eating contest?
Oh, yeah.
Dick
And
him in
yet-
water, whamm! You're like, whoa! It's like sleight of hand. Where did it go?
And yet, out of Korea, as I understand it, I don't watch them, but there are videos of people eating that other people deliberately go and watch.
Oh, people. I imagine so. I don't doubt that at all. Yeah, that doesn't
Assorted
surprise me.
weirdness, right?
It's
Yeah.
Rule 34.
People stare at people's feet.
If
Rule
they're-
34?
Rule
Rule
What is
34.
Rule
Your
34?
internet savvy audience will be familiar with Rule 34.
Oh,
Okay.
shoot.
If there's
See,
anything
now-
anything out there has been fetishized, anything out there has got sexual connotations attached to it.
I didn't even know. I didn't even think about that aspect of
Just
it
being hungry.
necessarily. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, obviously.
Watching somebody eat
Says
something.
the
when you're
man that
hungry.
works at Lacey's.
But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
sometimes it's nice to just have somebody to have dinner with. You know,
It's very
Well,
true.
that's That's true. I can certainly
it
see
appeals
that.
to loneliness.
I can
which
see
makes
that.
it- which makes it kind of sad overall.
The ASMR effect of it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
that's the big thing.
I can
The
see that.
ASMR
The
effect.
sound.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
see,
people like that.
So I'm going to eat all these muffins. All
So,
right.
so have
Everybody's quiet.
muffins, have duets. You know,
Do you know what misophonia is? It's that bad
stand
reaction.
it.
It's a bad psychological reaction to specific sounds.
Oh, right on.
The most
okay,
The
that
most-
makes sense.
the most familiar one is nails on a chalkboard. You know, most people, yeah, just thinking about it makes you cringe.
It
See,
does. It makes me cringe.
For me, it's chewing. Hearing somebody chew.
I
out.
thought you were going to say the Chupacabro. I was like, you mother.
No, I actually enjoy. I actually enjoy listening to the Chupacabra. He writes some great songs. I've never had dinner with him, so I couldn't tell you one way or the other.
Oh, I smacked so loud.
When I was a teenager, a guy told me a horror story about or campfire story about the Chupacabra.
Oh, yeah?
Terrified me, man.
Hell yeah.
I had nightmares for like 3 years.
I grew up with him.
Well, that night he told me that story. He spent the rest of the night knocking, freaking me out all night long.
Oh my god,
Bro,
That's
Yeah.
funny.
yeah.
Now, the Chupacabra is
It's a goat sucker. I mean, it has a lot of different, but I mean, the
It's out of South America.
it's South. Is
Mexico.
it South American or is
Is it
it
Mexico,
Mexican?
South
It's
America?
Mexican, right?
You most generally see it represented as like a coyote with mange or some other kind of like
Right.
common,
Gangly, mangy looking creature.
yeah, like mammalian creature with like
With
no
all his hair missing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You
like
ever
gray
seen,
and
you ever seen
crazy
a bear
looking.
with no hair? It's
Yeah, right
an
on.
odd looking animal.
Wow.
And
So are
then-
cats that don't have hair. So
Yeah, anything that gets mange and loses its hair looks
although
pretty
those
bizarre.
Sphinx cats are pretty cool.
Sphinx cats are cool, but check out
love
Licoys. They actually look like they are, werecats of some kind. And it's the
Oh,
weirdest thing in the
yeah,
world.
they're like the
because they're
hybrid
missing
one or
part of their fur, and not part, and then they have fur. And
They look like Lon Chaney, circa 1936.
That's actually yes. We'll go with that one. So, Chupacabra, what made you choose that as a
Moniker.
moniker? Thank you. Perfect word.
So I grew up on a ranch in Bells. Chupacabra is a very common foe of ours. You know what I mean? Like, creatures eat. I won't get as graphic as I could or whatever, but like things that are on the farm that are eating your chickens and your livestock, like eat things in a variety of ways. A lot of things, like, quote unquote, suck the blood out of stuff. And so it's like a thing where it's like always around the corner, the
No,
Chupacabra,
okay.
you know what I mean? Whether it's your chickens, whether it's your goats, whether it's whatever. It's a thing that like was mythologized to me a lot as a kid, but
Right.
as a nuisance. And it's so crazy to think about these kind of like bigger than life concepts in reality. And music is kind of that way, you know what I
Right.
mean? Especially I didn't start the Chupacabra until I was an older person. I was I was in my 30s. I was probably 32 or 33 when I kind of started that bit up or whatever. And so at that point, you become kind of frustrated and jaded with normal music archetypes and norms and stuff and bored and stuff like that. And so it kind of reminded me of that, of how you think there's this big crazy thing that's out there. All it's doing is eating your chickens. Like, who gives a shit? Like
A couple of
They're just
coyotes,
chickens,
maybe a
right?
raccoon.
what if it was a chupacabra? It's just as bad as a raccoon. Like, and so who cares? Like,
A raccoon with no hair.
raccoon with no
Raccoon
hair.
with no hair.
That would be, yeah. I mean, teeth and the snout and everything.
And songs to me I have a hard time taking subject matter seriously, and so the irony and stuff like that and the misappropriation with the name made a lot of sense to me, because especially the first couple of songs that I wrote were kind of trying to break down these noble concept of masculinity, for example, or having the upper hand or having the lower hand, and what that kind of the repercussions of that or whatever. You know what I mean? And so it made a lot of sense to me in that way or whatever, to name it after this like mangy beast. You know what I mean?
Mangy
Like,
mythological beast almost.
And then you
right?
started, then you started growing your hair out, right?
yeah.
Did you ever write a song about a chupacabra?
Yeah, it's kind of in the first kind of proper song that I wrote or whatever has a line.
Proper song?
Well, like the one when I actually sat down and wrote the whole song instead of just, how you guys have all written songs. You know how you go. You'll kind of have a riff for a year and never really do anything with it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I've got lyrics that have been sitting in my inbox for a while.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to sit down and actually. But anyways, that one came to me, and it kind of has components of that in there or whatever. It names drops the name, or kind of like I think anthems are funny to a degree too. So it's
Funny?
like. Yeah, it's like if you have a song that like features the name of your band,
I see.
you know what I mean,
Okay.
or something like that. Like, that's funny to me that you're like, you know what I mean? Like, you'd be like, we're such and such. It's kind of funny, and so there's like a funny irony in that to me or
We're
whatever.
coming
and
to
so-
your town.
No kidding.
You really like Kiss, correct?
Well, that's all part of the
He
hype
does,
machine. Yes.
actually.
Oh, yes. I
Kiss
really
is
do.
like a fun, cool. It's like a
I like
neat
Kiss
example.
up until
of,
Creatures of the Night. Anything after that.
I don't know anything about him, so I don't know what kind of slur that is. Is that a joke or is that like serious?
No, it's serious.
Got me. I didn't listen to Kiss when I was young.
My mommy
Except-
broke my Kiss records.
I know. You told me about that. That actually
I
made
knew
me
who they
angry
were.
to
Yeah.
hear
Right?
that
Because
story.
you couldn't live in the time
have to.
that we were kids and not know who Kiss was.
You couldn't live in any time past when Kiss. You just could. Even young kids now, I think, would kind of know who Kiss were, or at least know of them as a thing. Or whatever.
Kiss peaked between 1975 and 1978.
That was,
And
I
you know,
was,
It's crazy that
I was 14.
I was 10.
Yeah.
Right,
it's
so
funny
that-
how that happens. Like Hank Williams is, what is it, 60 songs in 2 years or some shit. And
Well, one of the-
most bands that
I
have
know,
a
right?
huge legacy are really only around for such a short amount of time.
Yeah, the Beatles were only around for 9 years. You know, from
I forget
63
about
to
that shit.
71. Yeah.
Crazy.
Interesting, though, isn't it? Because we, as musicians, we want to make this in our entire life because we love music so much, right? Because that's just what we want to do, and we can look at a peak being just that much of the timeline.
Yeah,
You know?
and it's packaged that way by media itself, in that way of like when you see, I hate. First of all, it's just biopic or biopic. It doesn't matter what you say. Who cares? Who cares? Either way is
VH1's
fine.
behind the music.
Either way is fine.
Not big on biopics. Okay.
They take place like, Joaquin Phoenix will play a character from when they were 15 to when they were 55, and so it's you.
Oh, yeah.
Or like you'll see Val Kilmer. Oh, God, Jim Morrison, I think, is so crazy. He looked 15 to 55 in a matter of a couple of years. You know what I mean? Like when he had the beard and everything at the end, like it looks like it looks like it was 30 years down the road, and that sucker was only a couple years older. Like,
Success in this industry is fraught with pitfalls. It really is.
and they show you that, you know what I mean? They show Amy Winehouse just a couple of years later when she, you know what I mean, when she tragically looks the way she does. And I'm not trying to look shame her or whatever. I mean, she had a drug habit, you know what I mean? Like, it's a tough one to overcome.
Yes, it is.
Tough one.
It really is.
So
it takes such a toll on your body that, and yet the industry almost requires that you have something like that because that's how they keep you propped up to do what you do. Sadly, And
It allows us to mythologize you.
Yeah,
For you to have
it
this
does.
tragedy or whatever, so we can
It
keep
does.
you young in our hearts forever or whatever. You know what I mean?
Sad.
But is it sad or is it like, isn't this what we all want to a degree? Isn't this the goal of art?
That's the goal, I would think.
Well, okay, the mythology, yeah. I mean, obviously you want to be my tongue's not working.
Do you want to be a rock star?
Yeah, you want to be a rock star. And you want to be a rock star forever because that makes
First
what
class,
you put up
first
with
class
out there
hotels,
worth it,
limousines.
right?
Not even necessarily if you
cars,
personally
cars.
do, but like this,
Groupies,
society at
drugs,
large
drugs,
wants you
you
to be
don't trust
that.
nobody.
Whole
You know what I
9
mean?
yards, man.
Got to look over your shoulder constantly.
The dream.
Is it the dream? Is it the dream?
Look over your shoulder all the time. Yeah.
Or is the dream simply to get paid for what you love doing?
I want mailbox money.
That's my dream. I mean, that's my dream.
I'm sorry, you want mailbox money?
mailbox. That's what I want.
Yeah.
What is mailbox money?
You write a song or something, you get
Money,
paid over
residual
time.
checks just come in your
Okay,
mailbox.
all right. You
And
just-
hardware. I'd like some hardware.
Okay, look, I just want direct deposit.
Right.
Yeah, straight from MC.
Only way
into my
goes
mailbox
checking
man,
money.
can you
account.
imagine get on a commercial? That's where the money rolls.
Yeah, Luther Vandross was king of that.
There you go.
Jingle writing. I'd love that.
Yeah.
Man.
But the landscape has changed so much in the last 20 years.
They
with
don't want it.
streaming and the internet and
But
everything
I
like
disagree.
that.
I think that means more ads. There's
Yeah,
more
but it's
ads.
not. It's not
Yeah,
the
but
same
they're shorter.
revenue.
Yeah, they're shorter, so they have to be because they're more digestible. So you have the, oh my God, people. I am 55 years old, so the time that I remember most listening to ads were anywhere from 30 to 45 seconds. At
We're
best,
talking about commercials on TV and commercials on the radio.
yeah. At best, they're 15 seconds now. Because, and this is a personal opinion, you, me, fence post, the amount of the attention span that the average person who was raised with a cell phone in their hand is really, literally about 15 seconds. The advent of the internet brought information so quickly to people that it just, for want of a better term, it fried their brain.
Yeah.
So they can only take it in little bitty pieces.
I would disagree in that the ad is what made our attention span so low because the money is what makes it all possible. So it's not our fault. The 15-second ad is what made our 15-second attention span. The 15-second ad is because there's so many things. There's ads everywhere. There's not the real estate to put a 30-second ad, which again is our attention span being shorter, but it's also there being more stuff to grab our attention. So I mean,
all the pretty bright lights.
Also,
and sharp
companies don't
colors.
just go in to write a commercial. They psychologically focus group it, test
Oh,
it.
yeah.
They aim specific for a
for those
demographic.
same
They-
15 seconds.
They do all
and,
that
and
stuff.
the
gotta make that
the
15
competition
second
for
work.
your eyeballs is
Right.
much more
Before you even
acute
see it, it's
these
probably
days.
the fourth or fifth iteration.
Yeah,
of what
I
it was gonna be.
absolutely agree with you. I mean, but I think it's a cycle deal of it's the 15-second ad and vice versa. That
Right on.
you know what I mean? Because I can't sit with a 30-second ad. I mean, like, well, I don't. Again, there's so many redundancies in a 30-second ad already.
Yeah.
That even a 15-second ad, all you really had, the 15-second ad, you could just have all that same information in a billboard. It's just not as attractive. You know what I mean? Right. So
The lights don't flash as much.
yeah,
And that's what people look for,
Not as
these
interactive.
things that flash, right?
But
so
one
the
of-
ads that
Imagine.
I put together, the ones for my show, if it goes over 30 seconds, nobody's going to watch it, right?
yeah, I got other stuff to do.
There's got to be enough going on in that ad, and something interesting, and lots of lights that flash or whatever, so that people actually pay attention to it. Because I got stuff that says that goes 30 seconds. Yeah, it needs to be 30 seconds so that you can actually see the entirety of what I'm trying to impart. And because when people talk face to face, it takes a little bit longer, even though communication is better when you are face to face. It takes longer for things to get across because everybody, well, as Lee always says, he likes the sound of his own voice.
I'm in love with the sound of my own voice.
See? You know?
But part of the issue, I think, is screen time as a toddler. When your brain is actively building itself, when you are putting yourself together using basic materials. And all of this information, lights, colors, stimulations coming through your eyes. You're not
Yes.
out. You're not
Yeah,
out
that's
feeling the
accurate.
wind on your skin. You're not out, running till you sweat. You're not out roughing your hands up, climbing trees, or dicking around in a creek somewhere.
Drainage ditches.
Chasing crawdads or crawling through drainage. What lives in the drainage ditch? I don't know. It's dark in there. I dare you to go
Let's
in
go
there.
find out.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Is that an overestimation of, like, aren't people still doing that stuff? They're just also doing it with a cell phone in their pocket, because what are they taking the videos of? Them doing that shit. You know what I mean? They just had a cell phone in their
Sometimes,
pocket while they
but
did
if
it.
But if you have to stop the experience of doing that to document it, I think it takes away from it to it.
Maybe.
I'm going to take the counterpoint. I say,
I do see kids in my neighborhood, out and about. But for the size of a neighborhood I live in, the number of kids I actually see out and about seems small.
I'm going to take the counterpoint. I hate the way I sound. I hate my own voice.
Really?
Every time I hear myself back, I'm like, ugh. Why did I get into this?
I bet there's a phenomenon for that effect, right?
Sure.
It sounds so stupid.
We're all part of a big experiment because the internet's only about 25 years old.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I didn't have it growing up.
That is true. That is also
And
true.
I
did not have it growing up.
Human civilization, where we actually started using tools and building buildings, is only between 10 and 20,000 years old.
Yeah, it's pretty
Which is
absurdly
remarkably
new.
small considering the age of the planet and
Oh,
so forth
yeah.
and so
All
on.
that stuff, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you're not into science, it's, like, hard to describe to somebody, like, how kind of absurdly new this whole humanity thing is.
Right.
Yes.
Much
Just
less
civilization, yes.
Yeah.
Ego
Well, even
gets
as
in a lot of
humans, we've
people's
only
way.
been around for a very, very. Again, like, I'm not trying to put.
No.
If you look at the current scientific model of, like, we had a common ancestor with chimpanzees or whatever, that's not even that long ago
Right.
compared
No,
to
it's
other
not.
things.
Right.
That's
So-
really, really short too.
Geologically speaking, if you look at the history of the world, this planet on the face of a clock, humans take up the last second of the last minute, the last hour.
Yeah, the Earth is 4 billion years old.
4 billion years old.
Well, here, I think a great point to tie those two together. I do think kids are still out there tearing it up outside, but the thing is there are literally billions and billions more of those kids, and so it's almost a thing where is it a cyclical thing again, or an instantaneous process where, like, you kind of have to be tied into your phone because there's really not room for you to be out there doing all this stuff. So are we not kind of feeling that population pressure internally and compensating with these tools that we have? You know what I mean? So I think it's a change, but I have to think that humanity does everything kind of for a reason or whatever. So, but again, I'm not certain of that. Like, this is just my opinion. So, I mean,
Lord knows
they
I'm
could all
not
be.
certain of that either. Let me tell you
I think
what.
it's made. I'll say this. I'm an ADHD person. Like, I had it bad as a kid, and I didn't really recognize it when I was younger. The appreciation I had for being outside and just playing in the dirt or whatever. As I gotten older, I appreciate it. I think that the cell phone kind of takes a little bit away of the appreciation of being in that moment outside in the dirt or whatever.
I'll tell you
because
this.
you're out there going like this.
Yeah.
And then those social media sites, they got all those reels and all that stuff. And just when you're like, okay, I'm going to put my phone down, that next reel
You
is
get
the one
sucked
that's
into
targeted
the
at
whole
you.
thing.
yeah.
It's
Wow.
Get that dopamine hit.
Yeah.
And you'll see people just.
But-
like, am I talking to myself in the room by myself?
Here's the deal: is like I would have done. So I grew up without cell phones and internet as well. You know what I mean? Out here in Bells or whatever. Even if we would have had cell phones, they wouldn't have worked. And even if
service.
we'd have had internet, it wouldn't work. So I mean,
Move out of the sticks, boy.
Yep.
I'm one of those kids that, and again, I know this is not everybody's opinion. I'm one of those kids who, even without a cell phone, I did that. Like I did that with a book, or I did it with something to avoid being outside because I hated it.
I love
And I'm not
that.
saying that I feel like the internal pressure, but I get it. Like I don't feel the need to, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I don't feel the need to go to the lake. I've never enjoyed the lake. And people look at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, I just don't enjoy it. It's just not fun for me.
Okay, so if I go
I'm
to
not a
the
fan
lake
of
or
that
go to
either.
the river, we go to Blue River sometimes. I go maybe twice a summer. That's pretty much it. We go to Kaimichi's once. We go to Blue River once. That's about it.
Yeah.
You know, now when I was a kid, totally different story.
Yeah.
I was out, I was in the water at the swimming pool or whatever.
That's because you weren't watching all the kids. You weren't taking care of the food and getting you there and back
That's
and
right.
paying for the gas and worried about that sound coming out from under the hood. And damn, we're going to be out
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
on his
woods
side. I don't
without
like
any
the-
cell coverage.
It's just gross and sandy and people.
It's been raining, so
You
we're
can
not-
tell which of us are parents, right?
It's a job. It's
Well,
a little,
and
Really, yeah, I was a real Wednesday Adams about stuff. I'm like, no, I don't really.
Well, so I get sand fleas again. No, thank you.
Oh, joy.
Which it looks fun. More power to you. I'm not judging anybody. Like, good for you going out and having fun.
We
but it
live
just
in a
never,
lake town. Yeah.
Yeah, it never appealed to me.
The only time I ever went out to the lake was when it took no effort on my part. I was like, hey, you want to go skiing this weekend? Do I have to do anything? Just show up. All right, I'll be there.
That's the way to go.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
we
if you're
need
going to
some
do it, get in a
music.
boat.
You don't need a boat. You don't need a boat. You need
Where
a best friend
everything's
who has a boat.
diluted out in the middle of the.
We
deep
need
water.
music. We need
What
music.
music? What music you want?
Who's going to play first?
Oh, ladies first, Lee.
Huh? Do we plug in? I don't know if you're going to be able to.
All right, so here's
You
the way.
should be able to hear it.
Yeah, you should be able to hear it. What we have done in the past is somebody shares their mic over to mic up the instrument.
Oh, okay.
This tends to work best, especially when this small space.
Oh. Hold on.
The
So-
mics are usually pretty good. I bet.
Yeah, they are. They are. They actually do a
Probably
really
pick
good
up
job.
both.
I don't know. Who has to- Let's see what this sounds like.
Oh yeah.
See? Okay.
Okay.
That's true. So this is a good opportunity since we are talking about the lake. This weekend at Little
Marina.
Mineral Marina, there is a big old summer jam going on. I know it's a lake. You probably don't want to go, but
I think I got a show that day anyway.
it is Saturday. It goes from 5 to midnight. There's going to be a lot of really great local music there. Jon will be there. I'll be there. Lee, are you going to be there?
I'm part of Jon the Revelator.
You're
Yes.
okay. He's part of Jon the Revelator. So that Aunt Pearl's biscuits.
Jon the Revelator.
We got Aunt Pearl's biscuits. Was it Taylor Charles?
Yep.
And Space
Red River
Uzi.
City. Space Uzi.
Of all things, Space Uzi. Right?
They sounded great.
They really did sound great Friday night. There was
Sounded good
there was a
Monday.
fiddle. There was a fiddle involved, and I was like, "All right, this is cool. We can do this."
Yeah, he forgot his. The fiddle player forgot his bow last night.
He sure did.
And he played it. He played it.
Sure did.
It's pizzicato.
Nocturnal Cult has a show that day. I won't rep it on the show to
But
take
I'm
away
glad
from
for you guys.
this local thing here. But
Yeah,
thank you.
no, I'm glad for you guys.
I appreciate it. Well, you can find it online. It's a Dallas show, so I mean,
Oh, all right.
we'll make
cool.
sure you got. Yeah,
I
we'll make
think
sure the
I
local
noticed
guys
that.
get out to
Yeah,
this one.
I think I noticed that. So. All right, Lee.
Stick it around. No, we're not gonna do that one. That one's way too sad. Let's try. This is
So okay, you perform as Sauerkraut Sannich.
Sauerkraut Sannich. Yes.
So,
I don't have my hat.
Something that makes people. Yeah, I know you didn't bring your hat. Where is? Oh, it's behind you.
Oh yeah, you gotta get that thing. Okay.
Gotta have the hat.
Was it gonna go over the headphones?
Probably not.
We do it this way.
That'll work. So something that is unique for Sauerkraut Sannich.
Sauerkraut Sannich. It's
Sauerkraut
nothing
Sannich
It's nothing
do?
too special. I didn't put near as much thought into it as
Love that
as
hat.
Chupacabro did.
Love that hat.
It's from a Quentin Tarantino movie. It's from Inglourious Bastards.
Yes.
When Aldo Rain is interrogating the German sergeant. He says, I want you to take your wiener schnitzel licking finger and point out on this map what I need to know. Says, if you ever want to eat a sauerkraut sandwich again,
Oh my
I want
God!
you to point that out to me. And I just, sauerkraut sandwich. And I do, and I appreciate, Ann, that you spelled it correctly on your Facebook site. S-A-N-N-I-C-H. Sandwich.
Is that the subtitled version of what Brad Pitt says? Is that?
I think it says sandwich on the subtitles. I remember because I'm geeky that way.
He
I
has
like to
such
watch
great
movies. I like to
comedic
watch
timing,
movies.
Brad Pitt does.
My second wife,
to watch movies,
my second
too.
wife, English wasn't her first language, and we used to watch movies together. She'd always want the subtitles on, so I got used to it.
Right.
So after we got divorced, I keep watching them with subtitles.
We did it for our kids, so they would learn to read as they were watching.
Good.
It works.
I see the crystal raindrops fall and the beauty of it all. When the sun just the two of us. You and I. Bill Withers, I was reading up on him today. He passed at 81.
Wow.
So he
That's
won
a
the
long, full life.
It wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He flipped his back over at Sturgis.
Huh?
Shut the.
Yeah, Bill Withers flipped his Harley at Sturgis.
Yeah, gunfight. It was weird. It's crazy.
The guy had
See
an
what I
anger
mean,
management
folks?
problem.
These guys in the room.
I don't know.
Did he kickstand? Lean on me,
The circumstances of his death are unknown to me. All I know is that according to Wikipedia, he passed at 81.
Probably old age.
I love his story.
How long ago?
Not more than 2 or 3 years.
He did an induction to the Hard Rock Hall of Fame. It had been at least 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, something like that. So it's been in a recent-ish memory. Or whatever.
So his story is so cool because I think it's like the dream of so many people that I know, and it used to be my dream. I pursue music mostly as a hobby these days. I've never liked the music industry. I didn't like it when I was in it back in the 80s, and I don't like it too much now. So I just want to play music and have fun with people who like to play music. But his story, he was just a factory guy, lunch pail, clock in, clock out, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and he was writing songs, in his spare time in the evening and putting them out and releasing them, and 3 Grammys and 7 major hits later, and
Wow.
He was able to quit his job and pursue music full time.
I think that's the dream for everybody.
Yeah. And then this. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. This house, it ain't no home anytime she goes away. So, yeah, he wrote some really, I don't write songs, and I admire people who do, but I'm just a cover musician. I haven't.
No, there's no. Okay.
I haven't sat down. I've never written an original
we're not going to
song.
say
I've never
just
written an original
Get
song.
out of here.
I know, right? We're not going to say
an original
just
song in my life. I never have.
But still, it's not just a cover musician because, no, it's not.
Well,
honest.
did I say just?
Yes.
I said the word just. Oh, I'm
You
sorry.
did.
I am not just a cover musician. I am a cover musician.
There you go. See, that's the way it goes. Because you put your own twist on things.
I don't think you can do it any other way. Maybe that's part of the appeal. That's why I can get away with, not being as original as most of the people who surround me in this industry. But at the same time, I get to play with and learn original songs written by people who I know and are really close to.
But you're also one of the few bass players that hangs out with the rest of us.
What?
You're one of the few bass players that hangs out with the rest of us.
Now, see, that sounds self-deprecating. With the rest of us, what does that? Is
We
this?
usually don't allow.
Is that what it is? I'm allowed.
We don't cotton to basis.
Is that what it is? Okay.
He's a known bassist.
He's a known bassist. I know, right?
Here, talk about drummers.
Hell yeah. I love bass lines. Makes me want to be the chicken.
Somebody do the rap on top of that. Welcome to.
Hell yeah.
That mini bass is just,
Isn't it cool?
it is so cool.
Can anybody see it? Anybody see the mini bass? It's
See
a
the mini
Michael
bass?
Kelly.
Yeah.
You can
It's a
get it
bass, not a
online.
ukulele.
This is
Yeah.
it looks like
confused.
a lot of people have asked me if it's an ukulele, and it
The bass version is called the ukulele.
Kala
Ukulolo.
Ukulolo.
Kala.
Doing good work here.
Kala is
Nice
an
collaboration.
ukulele manufacturer. They make what they call an uk bass, which is
Oh, it's
Oh, okay.
sick.
it's even smaller than
Yeah.
this, and it's got really fat,
Big rubber strings.
big
kinda.
rubber strings on it.
I wonder what they are.
I've
Made
never,
out of?
I've never played one, but it's even smaller than this one. This
Oh,
one
wow.
is from the nut to the bridge is 25 and a half inches.
Oh shit! Have you seen the new P bass? The new Fender P bass? They got a little acoustic P bass that's like this big.
Okay,
Oh, you got to look it up. It's rad. Like,
I've tried anything smaller than this starts to feel too tight.
oh, it would be. Yeah, it's smaller than that for sure.
So
But no, that's a great size. That one looks like a short scale
can you hear this?
guitar.
Okay? Is this
Yeah.
microphone
Yes.
picking it up?
Yes.
Because I can, of course.
No, I can hear it. I can hear it quite nicely.
We all hear what you hear. It smells just me breathing over here.
Well, don't let me hog everything if somebody else wants to play.
He will continue playing as long as somebody else does not play. So now
Oh, just to let everybody know, when we're done here, I'm headed over to Mel's.
Mel's. Yep.
And
We're gonna go to
I'd like
Mel's.
to invite anybody else
Promote
who's
that.
listening or watching to come on out to Mel's. It's open mic. Oliver will put you on the list and make you sing and play for everybody.
We kind of call it the after party.
Okay, cool.
You know what I mean?
All right, next up is Chupacabro.
You want an original? What do you want to do? You want a talking song? You want a story song? What you
Oh,
thinking?
I like story songs.
Okay, so this one is this one is.
Plug your mic back so he can.
Here we go. It should pick it up. I mean,
There.
this one is about living out there on that ranch. There's nothing
Where
to
the
do.
Chupacabros
Out
come.
there on that ranch.
Just drive around in circles on that tractor and self mythologize. You know what I mean? Nothing else
Sounds
to
like a
do.
good time to me.
Not practice guitar. I didn't play guitar until I was well off the ranch. I was in college.
I was
Oh, yeah?
25.
25, really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Shoot, I was probably 25 when I I was maybe in my 30s before I played guitar, but I played bass a bunch when I was younger or whatever.
You are a fine bass player.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm impressed every time I see you.
I used to never sing and play bass at the same time, so that's really new to me. I really like doing it with the upright now. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't doubt it.
one night.
I don't play very well when I sing, but you can bop on it real good. There it is. I can't seem to find my own mind around here. Stuck inside and cutting hay by myself in circles all year. I'll find that key. Don't worry about it. Sorry, I hadn't warmed up. All right, I'll get it.
Love it.
We're getting closer. Well, I can't seem to find my own mind around here. There we are.
Hey.
Stuck inside and cutting hay by myself in circles all year. Where have all my good cows gone? Well, I don't know, they probably washed away in the floodwaters with every seed that I saw. Well, they never write, they never call. Well, I hope they didn't expect me to, baby, 'cause I ain't that soft. Well, they don't know me, they don't know me at all. Oh, ain't no one gonna pin me down, no, not me, or my tail. Well, I've been chasing that motherfucker back and forth, but he eludes me without fail. Well, I guess I better get to catching with my old left hand. 'Cause if I pay attention, well, my right hand's gonna fill up with assholes.
As fast as my teeth is, well, they line up one on each side. Just to hear me talk, well, I got the bite. But I mostly just jaw. Well, they don't know me. I spend my whole life high in that shade. Well, on the dark side, where no God knows my face. Well, emotions, yep, in me, well, they MIA. But the pain of shame, dignity and gall, they don't know me. They don't know me at all. Oh, somebody please fence me in and I'll wrap it up in barbed wire. Oh, one more again. Well, I ain't too good at taking my own medicine. Well, put me in that squeeze chute, baby. We'll make it worth it, yeah, make it hurt. Oh, well, you got the iron. You better strike while it's hot. 'Cause if I kick this catch out, bitch, this slick is long gone. They don't know me. I spend my whole life high in that shade. Well, on the dark side, where no God knows my face. Well, emotions, yep, in me were the MIA. But the pain of shame, dignity and gall, they don't know me. They don't know me at all.
Hell yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Most definitely. So John's getting his guitar now.
I'll pedal him out.
All right, John, you got to tell us how Jon the Revelator came to be.
It's not worth telling.
Well, we know where Sauerkraut Sannich comes from and Chupacabro comes from.
Good job, Chupacabro. I like that song a lot.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I want to say something to him about one of his songs.
What would you how would you classify that music? Is that is it
know.
jazz?
That's
Is it-
Chupacabro
I don't know.
original stuff. Hey,
I didn't
so
think I was
you
going
got
to have to
that-
answer a question, so
You got that.
I waited until you took a bite before I asked the question.
I used one of your songs in a story the other day of mine.
Oh, did you?
Doc Mario.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
I
yeah.
fucking love that, dude.
Oh, thank you.
Inspired, I'm assuming, by the castle on Mario Brothers, the ghost that follows you around when you turn your
Yeah,
back
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
bro. That's a dope ass song. That
Thank you.
I ain't afraid to know. I ain't afraid to know.
Yeah. I do some falsetto, you know what I
I
mean?
ain't afraid to know. I ain't afraid to know.
So I had this really strange, insane urge to check and see if your feet were moving. Because I've seen you on camera because your feet.
They were a little bit.
Were they?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to be in one place when I play. You know?
I was watching Victoria Lemons and I'm going, hey, she does that too.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, she
There we
does.
go.
Yeah,
She can. I'll send her a bill.
See, there you
for
go.
that.
little cultural appropriation there.
I know, right? He's taking the pick out of his pocket.
All right.
Okay, so let's share.
We turn this one here. Down here. Oh.
This bunch.
All right, Lee, that's close enough. Back away a little. No. This is great.
warm in here.
That might help.
Yes, no cables in front of the guitar neck.
Oh, playing with headphones on is kind of weird. Do you guys spend a lot of time in the studio or anything?
I've never done this.
I don't play, so it doesn't affect me.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. I mean, singing seems it's weird to do it.
It is kind of weird because when I do recording, I've got this little shroud thing.
Oh yeah.
That sits up, and then a pop filter, and the pop filter is right there in front of my face. I'm going, really?
A pop filter makes all the difference. So.
It does. I'll agree with you.
All right, this is a new song I wrote.
So you're really not going to tell us where Jon the Revelator comes from?
Oh, my bad. Well, a lot of my stuff has like a lot of religious content, you know what I mean, to it, because, well, that's how I grew up. My mom was in 4 different traveling gospel groups, and so
Oh, my.
we were in church all the time. Tim is always like, man, you really know how to take care of equipment. Yeah, my family, that was my job. Roll up cables, take down mics. So I kind of already know a little
So
of
that's why he lets
that.
you do that. Okay.
Right, yeah. I
Tim
do
is
it how he
very,
does
very
his, too.
anal
I do
about
it how he does his.
equipment being put away.
But
And he plays Tetris really good.
there's a song called Jon the Revelator. Like
Oh,
I'm not like the creator of that. And Jon the Revelator is from biblical times. Like John had he's the one that wrote Revelations.
Right. But is that why
Hung
you...
out with Jesus.
Right. Well, I took it because my name is Jonathan, and it doesn't have an H in it because H's are ooh, and it's Jon, the Revelator. But
H's are ooh. Okay.
but I just think you've got to have fucking something. And my name is Jonathan Andrew VanHuss. Well, Jonathan VanHuss don't work. John VanHuss don't work. Andy VanHuss sounds ridiculous so it's like, you start running out of stuff, man. And then trying to be creative and come up with something that's just like Chupacabro.
That one was already taken. So
Right.
you couldn't use that.
Yeah. It was on my list, too. I had like a top 5, and that was like number 3.
Sorry, I jumped on it fast. You know.
God damn it. Except I had bruh spelled BRUH. So it was like Chupacabra.
That tracks. That tracks.
So it just kind of, that song, Jon the Revelator, I like that song, and I was like, that works. And it works with what I'm doing. So,
Okay.
right, it's not that. It's a little loose. It's a little loose. But anyway. All right. So there is an actual artist called Jon the Revelator, too, but he's got an H in his name.
I did see that. He is on Facebook also.
He's got an H in his name.
Gross.
Nobody likes that. All right, so this is called Low Society. And most of the drugs in this I've never done.
Just most.
There's a couple. I've got pills in my pocket to sort myself out. These drinks are getting stronger. I'm pulling from the well. God, I love the way the cocaine smells. I threw $100 bill. I've got pot at my apartment, you're welcome to come. There are caps of hydroponics, a bottle of rum, and I'm heavy-handed with the poor. Happy to give you more. Come waste away with me. Come take a drag from low society. We'll ride the wave of a roll the wave up and smoke it. We'll get stoned until we're dry. We'll get stoned. We'll get high. See, it's gotten late, you don't have to go home. I wanna go to bed, but I don't wanna sleep alone. I've got more than enough room for two. There's room for you. Come waste away with me. Come take your drag from low society. We'll ride the wave of a roll the waves up and smoke 'em. We'll get stoned until we're dry. We'll get stoned. We'll get high. Come waste away with me. Let's take our drag off low society. We'll ride this wave of a roll the wave up and smoke it. We'll get stoned till we're dry. We'll get stoned. We'll get high. Right.
Very nice.
What are drugs like?
I don't know. I've never tried it.
Definitely.
I saw a story one time in a magazine.
This is what being a cover musician lets you do. It lets you hang out with people like this. I
Yeah,
mean, this is
I will agree with you wholeheartedly.
you've mentioned on occasion just the sheer amount of talent just walking around Denison. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Just in this area. Yeah, the amount of talent in this area is so big, and yet outside of this area, so unrecognized. At best, you guys play. Where are you playing on Saturday?
Trees? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that is in.
No, I'm sorry. Southside Ballroom.
That's
Granada.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Wherever that is. Dallas,
is this
somewhere?
The Granada Theater.
Yeah.
This is your
Dallas.
band? What's the band?
Nocturnal Cult. It's the
Nocturnal Cult.
the horror Billy band that I'm in. I play the big upright bass.
Right on.
Horribly. Okay.
It's
Cool.
really good. It's really.
Thank you very much.
really
Hey,
good.
what's the
like
difference between an upright and a bull bass?
I don't know. I have no idea.
All right.
What bass?
Bull bass.
Bull bass.
I always think they're the same thing.
It's
It's
like
just
a
a slang
colloquialism
term.
for-
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
I imagine so. So the upright bass is they come in different sizes that you might see, but I mean, people confuse them with cello sometimes, but a
Right.
cello is a lot smaller. You like sit down behind it and shit like that or whatever. An upright is huge. Even the
Yeah.
quarter size is pretty huge. You'd have to
Yeah, they
stand
are.
up.
That dude from it's a country band. What's her name? He's got a front-laid chick. Sugarland.
Oh yeah.
He plays a stand-up bass with a little stick at the end of it for him to spin around and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty good at
Very
it.
popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, the band that we're going to be playing with, Necromantics, they're a Danish psychobilly band. So like they're going to do a good deal of surfing on bass guitars and
Hell
shit
yeah.
like that.
Oh,
There's going to be
wow.
a lot of pompadours, real tall.
Right on.
You guys want to know what creepers are? The shoes? Creepers are like they kind of look like a loafer shoe or whatever, but they have like a sole on them that's like this big.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they
Wow.
vary, but I mean, commonly they have like a huge sole
So
on
they're
them.
platform type.
Yeah.
That's kind of coming back, though.
Oh, they're sick.
Red
Like,
Clay Stray, he wears a big pompadour hair.
Oh, does he?
dude.
Okay.
The lead singer, Red Clay Strays, he's
That's
got a big hairdo.
Are you, so you're a man of the world or whatever. Are you
Man of the
Are you a genre guy? Like, do you like stuff like that? You know what I mean? Like,
Are you asking me?
Well,
Yeah.
you did
You like
ask
travel
me.
and
You
shit like
asked
that,
the
right?
Yeah, I'm
genre
not a
question
traveler.
earlier.
I'm sorry.
You asked the genre question earlier.
Genre.
Are you genre conscious? Are you guys genre conscious?
I'm
Is
not.
it a thing?
I like
I'm not
everything.
genre conscious.
Well, it's not even so much a
Yeah,
liking.
I'm aware of genres. Yes.
Gotcha. Like, are you when you
genre.
hear a thing? Are
This
you
ain't
like,
Texas.
this and
that
this and
ain't
this and this?
country. Okay. All right. So yeah. Yes, I'm aware.
He's aware.
Right.
He's aware.
I'm very aware.
That might be called ignorance to a degree.
I missed. Something's wrong with my headphones. I heard John
Hey,
Rudd.
My thing is
who the
just
hell
what
is
my
John
ear hears,
Rudd?
and when I hear that, I go, okay, that's not a country song. That's a pop song or a hip hop song. That's just what my ears.
You know, a lot of country these days sounds like the pop music that we used to listen to. So it's not like,
That's not good.
Yeah. Well, that's very true. You know, hey,
it is a frustration.
That's a whole new genre.
Pop music is a fun thing to talk about all
Right
the
on.
time. Do you guys, so like I do a thing where I love to like break things down to the smallest possible pieces or whatever. And so like genre is fun to me. As a creator, it's something that I have to kind of hate because you never want to be put in a box. But as a consumer, it's the thing that like I'm obsessed with because it's like, well, what box can I put this in?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
Algorithms work because
a
there's some sort of categorization.
yeah,
that
exactly.
happens.
This is a noir folk boom chicka band. Do you know what I mean? Versus
chicka.
this is
Well, I think it's just-
a goth grass.
She
rock
called my
band.
music, my musical writing. She called it Americana goth one time.
It does have a
probably
goth
did.
feel
And so
to
I
it, yeah.
decided,
Yeah.
my mom was a Southern gospel singer, and so I was like, my first album is going to be called Southern Gospel. It's going to have a picture of Mike Tyson on the
Mike
front of
Tyson.
it. Yeah, right. This is ludicrous. Southern
I
Gospel.
like that. No, that's good. Southern
pretty good.
gospel.
Pretty
There's a Southern Gothic.
Ludicrous.
It's the name of a band, but it's also rather like a genre. Southern Gothic,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is really dark, kind of a blend between country and Texas music.
Yeah, I mean, to reappropriate and unappropriate. I mean, the things that we call a thing now and how it'll be different later. I'm excited to
yeah.
see because the internet has broken the genre
Right.
mechanism now.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many subcategories of everything. You know what I mean? Like that'll be a fun. What's
It'll
Led
be
Zeppelin?
interesting to see what's
Right.
going to happen
Yeah.
on that.
Are they a
right?
folk band? They're a folk band.
Now,
That's
yeah,
just-
for sure. Yeah.
It's just a human.
Back in the day when they came out, they were
drive
heavy
to
metal.
Categorize things. It
It
helps
is.
us understand the world better.
Yeah,
You know?
I call all those bands
Chaos is confusing.
blues bands, and people hate that. Like Cream is a blues band. Like Eric Clapton is a blues band. Like
Yeah,
Jimi
oh,
Hendrix
yeah.
is a blues band.
Right
Like
on.
people hate when I say that. Well, there's a
The
blues
Rolling
band.
Stones is a
Well,
blues band.
Probably because they,
Pretty
and then
much,
there's
yeah.
the difference between blues and then
Stolen blues.
and rock and what blues that incorporates rock and rock that incorporates blues, and so
Rhythm and blues.
trust
Well,
me,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a member of the Texoma Blues Society, and that argument has been made.
So if something like if a rock band if 90% of their materials is just the 12 bars, you're just a blues band. Like you're just a blues band that's playing it really loud. Like
There's that just word again.
Just
a blues
you're
band.
nothing more than that. You'll always be that.
Get your
You're never gonna make it,
low-rent
Dewey.
ass out of my studio.
Well,
Never-
right
I'm his
now.
12-year-old girlfriend, and I'm telling
is
you
it
right now,
not
it's never
almost
gonna
a
make it.
compliment? It's almost so it's a fun distinction of like, so you got a tribute band, a cover band, you've got a genre band. Like let's say that you're a blues band. We know what that means. Like if you're in a band where you have one of the guys has a Strat or you know what I mean? Like you guys are playing the 12 bars songs. You know, like you're in a blues band. Like you can call it some other thing,
Right.
but you know that you're just in a blues band or whatever. You know, so is it
Not-
not
not that there's
the
anything
purity
wrong
that
with
you're
that.
going for? Like, yeah, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that at all.
You're in a
Is
sex
that not
cult.
what they want
You
to be?
know you're in a sex cult. I'm just saying. There's 4 of you tied to a bed in a pentagram
They
type
said
of
it was
sex.
just
That's
a
what you
blues-
want. You want to be in a
blues
sex
band,
cult.
Mom.
Bed.
I'm not saying it's bad.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad
You're in
either.
a sex cult. You're blood sacrificing virgins. It's a sex cult.
There you go. It's as simple as that, obviously.
All right,
Satan must be appeased.
It's as simple
you
as that.
guys. I tell you what, I knew that this was going to be
Hail
really
Satan.
good, really good
Hail
when I
Satan.
got all 3 of you guys together, and I was right. It was really great. I had a lot of fun with it.
Are we done? Are we finished?
Unfortunately,
Yeah, it
we're
flies
about,
by,
about
man.
close to that.
Okay.
That 10-minute
Next
long
week-
song that I played.
Oh, I know, right?
Mine was pretty
I
long,
like
too.
listening to your songs.
Lee
I like
played
listening
4
to-
songs. He fucked up 2 and he came back with... Oh, he effed up. I'm sorry.
Hang around with this crowd much longer.
I know, right? When you played with the finale that we had in January, I had to cut yours up into pieces so I could download the damn thing because it was so big.
Oh yeah, I got some 10-minute long songs in that piece. Did I
Yeah.
do I did the medleys, huh?
They were good. They were
you.
really good.
Thank
They
you.
were really good. And I got to be honest.
I
they watched
appreciate
your
them at
feet.
Coyote. I have 4 hours.
Yeah.
to fill.
It's the only reason to come.
You hear me?
What'd you say?
I appreciate them at Coyote. I have 4 hours to fill up. So
Oh,
Yeah.
feel you there,
anytime you
bud.
want to low down and throw
Feel you
down a
there.
15-minute song.
I got my dude. I got my 4-hour set fucking cranked, bud. I got that sucker practiced.
Son.
I hate it.
Oh, no, really?
I hate playing for 4 hours. Fuck, I hate playing for 4
It's
hours.
hard, man.
Yeah, it sucks.
well.
It's just we were talking
By-
about we
by-
were talking about
ideally
the
it would be
15-second
right?
attention span
Yeah.
earlier. It's a,
Yeah.
it's a hard sell these days.
Yeah.
But that's what they want. They want you to have a 4-hour set. And it's like,
Yeah.
I know you want a 4-hour set, but ultimately you're going to want me to put on the jukebox after. Even if I was the best band you've ever seen, I don't want to watch 4 hours of my favorite band.
Right.
Right.
They
No,
even have
that's-
openers.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
You go see the biggest band. They have like 5 bands before they even come out.
Golly.
Yep. And they don't play for longer than 2 hours.
And they do
sometimes.
covers. Sons of bitches.
Unless you go see
Hey,
Bruce Springsteen.
I resemble that remark.
Honey, a lot of them cover their own
I'm joking.
songs.
I went and watched Stained, and they did like 5 originals and 7 covers. And I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, how about the original bands that do their own song? Which, I mean, I'm not knocking because, I mean, it's part of the business. But if you're like the Beach Boys, like you get up there and play those same 4 songs. Or
Or
maybe
the Eagles, for that matter.
Well, the Eagles, they have so many hits, but imagine being a one-hit wonder where they got to get up there and do. And even like Tom Petty, who's got a ton of songs, they say he'd have to play Free Fallin' 3 times.
Right, he
You
would.
know what I mean? Like,
Hell yeah, he would.
he's like he's got 13 hits on the radio.
All
at
right,
one
we're
time.
going to do
He's still got to play Free
one
Fall.
more One Last Dance with Mary Jane. We swear, this
Yeah.
is the last
We're gonna
dance
do
with Mary Jane.
We're
We
going
won't
to do the
dance with
entire
her.
Ramones catalog.
We've last danced with
And
Mary
it takes
Jane
10 minutes.
5 times.
Oh, my God. I know, right?
That's why I like playing really short songs.
I know that.
Nobody
I've
wa-
watched, I've
no.
listened to your songs.
Nobody
You like
nobody
the
wants
little ones.
nobody wants to hear me sing for more than 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes tops.
This from the
So-
man who loves the sound of his own voice.
Just because I love it doesn't mean everybody else does.
Right.
Yeah, I have to be accepting
I don't
of that.
know of a performer who really does like the own sound of their own voice, for the most part.
Jerry
For long.
Seinfeld.
Do you know that for
Okay,
a fact?
maybe
I mean,
I
he's
should
act
qualify
like
that
it.
by saying a singer
Okay, all right.
who likes the sound of their own voice for that long. I know I don't.
I think you can get acclimated to it though if you hear yourself
You're
enough
good.
times, and it's a good mix. You got
I'll
a
tell
good
you that.
producer.
If
who's-
you're really
makes
good,
you
like if
sound-
I was Luther
Can't wait to
Vandross,
get good because I hate the way I
if I was Luther
every time
Vandross,
you,
I
every
would
time
go
you hear it,
there.
because you sound fine to us. You know,
I hate it.
everybody sees you.
I don't
you
do
know.
this because I want to. It's a curse.
Right on,
It's a
man.
curse.
It's a cross to bear.
Price you have to pay.
It's a
All I
curse.
can do.
Not,
He touched a clock in an antique store.
Pissed off a gypsy.
I
Pissed off
can't
a
wait
witch.
to tell you guys the story about selling my soul to the devil.
Hey, I got a song about that.
so I guess that means I'm going to have you back one night, right?
you
We're
at the
going to hear about that
crossroads.
one.
Did we not tell that? Me and Nathan not tell that story on the Nocturnal Cult one? Okay.
I don't think so. I'd have to go back and watch it again, but I don't think so.
I don't think we. Well, I'll have Nathan. We'll have
You
Nathan
know
on
what?
maybe.
October will roll around.
Yeah,
We'll have
baby.
you guys come back in for October.
Spooktacular.
So next week we have Jason Starkey and Town Walsh.
Oh, I know both those
know,
guys.
Right? Really, really good
They're
guy. I've been
extremely
trying to
cool
get
dudes.
Jason to commit to a time for quite a while, and I finally got it, and I'm like, woohoo! And then we've got on the 4th of June, David Morrow, Gary Simpson, and Eric Bruce.
Gary
I love Gary
Simpson. I used to
Simpson,
play
Gary
with
too.
him.
Simpson,
He's a
right?
good
I love
man.
him, dude.
He's a good man.
On the 11th, we've got Kurt Connor.
Oh, I know that guy.
And the
I know Kurt,
18th, we've got Josh Smith and Caleb Allen.
Hey, I know those two guys too. They're
Yeah,
good men too.
Right. So
You got a few of the folks that were in the songwriter
that
thing.
was
with
what
me.
I was actually kind of going for because I really wanted to.
Songwriter folks.
Yeah, I wanted
right
to
on.
promote that because that was a really
It's coming
good-
back.
I know. That's the other reason I wanted.
Oliver White said he's going to be in it. Who's going to challenge
Is
him?
he
Come on,
really?
Chup.
All right, there you go. You
Come
can have
on.
to come too. Yes.
Too good.
Uh-huh. If you're watching this on Facebook, the show appreciates stars, right? If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe,
Ring that bell.
ring that bell,
Rate,
do all
review,
the
like,
things.
share.
Leave a review. Leave a
Smash
comment.
that like button.
Yep.
Share.
Push the like button. Yeah, share. If you're listening to this on Spotify, thank you. Doesn't do much for me, but thank you. You know how Spotify is. If you're listening to any of my music anywhere else, woohoo, yay, buy it.
Yeah.
Do all the things, but most of all, go out and support your local musicians by attending their gigs and buying their merchandise. That is the only way that your local musicians are going to see that they're valued. It is the only way.
Very true. I have to see you.
let the venue know that
Yeah.
you're there to see
See
those
the
artists.
music.
Believe it
to
or
see
not,
them.
that mailbox money is very, very small. So your little decimal point, I don't really get to see that much.
So go to the
I
venue.
want a bunch of them.
Tell the venue owners, this is why I came, because Nocturnal Cult is playing here, because Jon the Revelator is playing here,
Yeah,
because I see that itty bitty bass that Lee's playing, and I love it. I
He's
want to
part
hear
of
it
Jon the
more.
It's not a gimmick.
You know, go support your local music in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Even if all you do is go to an open mic and buy a beer.
Buy me a beer, God damn it.
Yeah.
You know, there are days I could use one too.
Want to get some more mozzarella sticks?
Hey, I like performing and singing, but I go to, and I know Chup does this too. We go to open mic nights just to hang out sometimes.
Yeah, I'm trying to see people. You know what I mean? I'm trying to socialize. You
I'll
know what I
pop
mean?
in just
trying
to
to see what
water some
kind
of
of
them
heat
rooms.
everybody
Yep.
else has got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Be social. come
Enjoy.
out,
Let my face be seen.
And last but certainly
Part
not
of the biz,
least,
baby.
Right on, buddy.
without an audience, what we do is not as fun. So y'all come out and see us.
inconsequential.
It is.
Inconsequential is definitely a word we can use for that.
Hell yeah.
Thank you again for tuning in to Open Mic with Ann House. I'm really glad that you guys showed. We're going to go ahead and put a friend of mine by the name of Ed Chase is a cartoonist, and
Oh, awesome. That's
see
who did
down
that.
here in this bottom left-hand side. We can see it in the bottom left, or up here now. He writes a comic strip called House Rules, and it's a combination of his experiences with his kids, our experiences with our kids, because we're really good friends. But this was one that he did for me with my little dog Penelope.
I saw that this afternoon.
Well
yeah,
done.
he's
Good job, Ed.
yeah. It's really he's really great. I love him. I love him dearly.
Well done.
All right. You guys have a great time. Next week, Jason Starkey and Town Walsh. And I look forward to seeing you guys at 7:30 on Tuesday night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Oh, y'all go to Mel's.
Bye.
See, that's an open mic. You can go pop
Yeah, it's an open mic. Go to Mel's Gore and get the catfish plate too. It is delicious.
It is.